ITT, incident/accidents you witnessed during your service. During OSUT, one of my drill sergeants got the non-trainers to stack lockers on top of each other and took out all the mattresses and used them to block the door to our bay. My first weekend at my first duty station, the super drunk guy was asked to leave a girl alone at the barracks party, and he pulled out a pistol and started blasting rounds in the general direction of the guys who told him to knock it off. Then pointed the smoking gun at several people saying he'd kill us all. Then about 100 MPs appeared out of nowhere and had us all hugging the ground at gunpoint. Nobody was hit, dude was arrested, and I had to testify at his court-martial later. As a prior corpsman, I've seen some dumb shit. Marines got drunk and decided to test a theory of theirs. They took 2 mattresses and taped them around some PFC. Then, with the PFC's consent, they threw him off a second-story balcony. The PFC broke his leg and I was the first responder. A chief who drank way too much and pissed himself while other chiefs were trying to prop him up. He must have been going through a tough time because he was bawling the whole time. This was in Dubai before we got back on the ship. A girl who kept coming into medical for bacterial vaginosis, she said she didn't like the way the ship water felt on her skin, so she rarely bathed. The doctor wanted to get her put up for a psych evaluation as well. A guy with 9 out of 10 of his toenails ingrown. He was afraid to come see the doc because he didn't want his LPO giving him shit. Almost caught a malingering charge because of how bad his feet were. When I was in Security Forces Tech School, we were at the FTX. They put the team retard on internal patrol. As he crossed down below under my tower, I asked him to refill my canteen. Several minutes later, he comes back and chucks it at my face like a football, and chipped my leftmost incisor tooth. Every other person on ISERT lightly lobbed it upwards, but this double-digit IQ FAS baby chucked it like he was throwing a frag at a communist foxhole. Also, there was screeching coming from the woods. At first, I thought it was Op 4, but the cadre all pulled us back into the FOB and went out searching for the source of the noise. I asked other people who went through tech school around the same time as me if they heard screeching while at the FTX. Apparently it's just the Army. They like to screw with us. After 9 years, I don't have anything particularly unique or extraordinary, but I do have a funny anecdote of an incident that occurred around Camp Fuji. Out in town, there was this Chinese lady who was crazy for American cock. In the 2 or so months we spent around there, I'd run into her a number of times during a period of several weeks. Roaming the streets of Gotemba and at a small bar I'd frequent, trying to get the guys to go back with her to her hotel room. It didn't matter what you looked like. She'd be so brazen, going as far as approaching guys and grabbing their cock and balls in the public streets. Anyway, one night she took one of my Marines that we were out with, and he went back to her hotel. A couple hours later, time was ticking, and I sent one of my guys to go get him and break things up. Knowing we were going to be out past curfew, I called up my buddy on duty and asked for him to log us in, and we ended up sneaking past the gate and getting in an hour or so after curfew. It was honestly a small miracle that we were able to find him. Also, that lady was actually Chinese. At the bar we frequented, an older Japanese man was interested in her, and I had to explain to him in his language that she was Chinese. Sometimes I ponder if she was just some crazy nymphomaniac, or if she had some strange ulterior motive to gather intelligence or get guys in trouble by entrapping them or something. Good times. I had an interesting group of friends there among us. Sailors and Marines. Was a salaryman, a couple pensioners, a barmaid, and a stripper. Knowing a bit of Japanese can go a long way. That time a dude got his fingers crushed in the drive wheels of an M1 Abrams. Picture 4 hot dogs after OP's mom sat on them. That time the AS-3 captain, black, butt raped the chemo lieutenant, white and dorky, while hammered. He went to Leavenworth. That time a dude got kidnapped and beaten in a basement by Polish nationals. The major alcoholic PFC who drove his M2 Bradley drunk on more than one occasion. That time a tabbed former bat boy got walked in on while he was riding big ass dildo with a skirt and thigh highs on. negligent discharge with 25mm and M1 main gun, negligent discharge with M2A1s, negligent discharge with small arms that almost no-scope the BC, CSM, and several COs at different times. The gay niggas who gave the whole battalion pink eye by fucking in the common showers while deployed. That dude who turned out to be some kind of insane gay BDSM enthusiast as well as a former mid-level KKK member. That time a dude got caught sucking a dude off in the Connex at NTC during the box. Imagine the smell.